help me out with something. Help me out with something. I am an optimist, right? I'm in a situation where I'm clearly dealing with pessimists. Now, I remember where I was when I learned those big fancy words. I was a freshman in high school. A gentleman classmate of mine named Ryan Clark gave a speech in front of the class. He had a glass of water. He poured it halfway. And he said, all right, when you see this glass, if you see it as half full, you are an optimist. If you see it as half empty, you are a pessimist. Great. If that, in fact, is the litmus test, I get it. And I would be an optimist. Good for me. So I'm out here in Nevada, and I have a tremendous relationship with the Nevada Commission. It goes back a very long time. It has not all been moonlight and canoes. But any situation that we have got together and worked it out. There's a new sheriff in town. And I actually, from the time where I had my commission hearings, was 3 sheriffs ago. So there's some things that I would take for granted of, no, they know that. That's been discussed and that has been put to rest. Not necessarily. Like if you've got somebody new and it's their first time seeing the paperwork, okay, look, here's the thing. I'm going to read this to you. So I am out here destroying Daniel Cormier's life and reputation, hopes and dreams, just everything. And I'm doing that as the role of a coach. Well, a coach administratively is known as a second, or what you colloquially would refer to as a cornerman. So I have to fill out paperwork. And it expires every 12 months. I corner guys all the time. I was licensed in December of last year when I cornered Colby Covington. However, as soon as January 1st comes along, that goes up in smoke. It's not good for 12 months. It's good for a calendar year. Are you understanding that? So if you get it in June, January 1st, it's gone. Is that distinction clear to you? Okay, so I got to fill out these new forms. Even though I in my pocket right here, I am a licensed cornerman. I can show you the license. I got my little picture on it. Everything's great. It's invalid. It's invalid. Expired. You got to go do a new one. So the form says name, Chael Sonnen. Address. I wrote it down clearly. Then it wants to ask, have you ever been convicted of a crime? Yeah. Well, what a weird thing. What a weird thing to ask somebody in the fight business, but that's fine. You still got to fill the form out. However, this one would like to hear a little bit about it. So I wrote down, I was accused of robbing a bank. I was innocent. I robbed 11 banks. I put the date on it. I went to the bottom and I signed the form. I turned it in. Well, now this is turning into a thing. This is turning into a thing. And see, that's where it comes back to the pessimistic standpoint. If you're going to make a deal and call me in for further review because I robbed a bank, and the number 4 was put out there at one point, like 4 came, and I was telling you, hey, move it up, 7, and you want to really be right, it's around 11. But not much. We're right in there at that number, but you have to understand there's tens of thousands of banks. So you want to make a big thing about the bank that I robbed, or 11. What about the tens of thousands that I left alone? Because there's not a section. There's not a section on here to fill that out. These pessimists want to know something that you did in the great. Well, what about the tens of thousands that I left alone? Listen. Now they want an explanation. So I've got, but there's only a few lines to give an explanation. So I wrote half a Robin Hood. So now they're calling me for review. They want to know what half a Robin Hood means. So I'm explaining. Robin Hood stole from the rich and he gave to the poor. He is known as a hero. There are Halloween costumes as Robin Hood. There are cartoons. There are movies. He stole from the rich and he gave to the poor. I stole from the rich, but then I kept it. It's half a Robin Hood, and it's half heroic. Not to mention, why would I give it away if I'm the one that stole it? So I kept it. And I'm not saying that I'm a hero, but I am. And now I'm a hero trying to get a license that is required for further review. Think of that. Think of that. Think of the plight that I am up against. Half a Robin Hood. Half a hero.